It's the time of the Second War. The orcs have invaded Azeroth once again and are in constant battle with the Alliance of Lordaeron. The elves of Kel'Thuzad owe a debt to Sir Anduin Lothar, and as such formally join the Alliance of Lordaeron, and thus begins the story of one of Azeroth's greatest heroines and villains. During the Second War, War Chief of the Horde Orgrim Doomhammer clashed with the forces of the Alliance, including Sylvanas Windrunner, a High Elf ranger who'd brought a handful of warriors from Kel'Thuzad to assist the humans. Eventually, the orcs had no alternative but to retreat and attack from another angle. Orgrim took the Horde into the hinterlands and further north around Airy Peak until they reached Kel'Thuzad. The orcs allied themselves with the forest trolls and started burning down the elvish forests. The elves could not bear to see their homelands raped of their beautiful forests, and something had to be done. And with that, Ranger General of Silvermoon, Sylvanas Windrunner, makes her first lore appearance. She quickly took up arms against the trolls and orcs who had infiltrated the forests of Kel'Thuzad and held them back until reinforcements could arrive. The human alliance that had been able to follow the Horde were led by the Alliance's second-in-command, Terralion, and were joined by Sylvanas Windrunner and some wild-hammered dwarves. This army of various races reached Kel'Thuzad and quickly engaged the Horde forces. Both sides were equally matched, until Sylvanas separated from the main force to join Sylvanas, who had been continually fighting the Horde forces on the opposite side. Sylvanas, followed by a suite of elves, came to the rescue of the dwarves and humans. The Horde was driven from Kel'Thuzad, and Sylvanas and her rangers stayed behind, making sure that the land was healed and well protected should the Horde return. Years later, during the Third War, the Scourge army of undead led by the Death Knight Arthas Menethil, the former Prince of Lordaeron, marched upon Kel'Thuzad seeking the energy of the Sunwell to resurrect the fallen necromancer Kel'Thuzad. Since the time of the Second War, the High Elves had erected 2 large gates. At the first gate stood Sylvanas, with a large battalion of her rangers, where she awaited Arthas' arrival. True to form, Arthas appeared and began his siege. Sylvanas was overly confident and predicted that the Dark Prince would never be able to get through. Just when it appeared that she would be correct, gargoyles ruined that little party, stopping the rangers from firing their arrows. The abominations and other undead forces were able to bring down the gate without interruptions. Overrun, Sylvanas was forced to retreat. A select few rangers stayed behind and continued to fight the undead scourge, hoping and praying that their beloved general would make it out alive.